What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by. And I just want to say thank you for my recent over 100 of you that have subscribed to my channel. It means my channel is getting traction. Now, I have noticed that a lot of my traction is from my shorts. I get more views off my shorts than I do my actual videos. I don't know what that means. Maybe that just means that people have a shorter attention span these days. But thanks anyways. If you like content like I'm about to show you today, and you just find me entertaining, or for any reason at all, please consider subscribing, hitting that subscribe button, that bell notification. Give me a like, leave your comments down below. It really helps the algorithm, and it helps my channel get in the hands of more people like you. Today we're going to be working on my 1996 Chevy Lumina. Now, I got this Lumina from a guy off Facebook Marketplace for $1,000, and it is not without its quirks. It's old, it's a little beat down. As you can see from the headliner in this thing, it is pretty much non-existent now. I have plans for that. I'll probably make a video about it soon. But it's not without its quirks. But for $1,000, I think I got a pretty good deal. Because most cars you see on Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist and stuff like that, they're listed for $1,000. They usually have major issues, whether transmission or engine issues. The fact that I was able to get a car for $1,000 that I was able to drive, that's actually drivable, is pretty remarkable in today's standards. Which is kind of sad, because I feel like just a few years ago you could get a decent car for $1,500 that actually ran, would last you a long time, you know. But like I said, with this car, it having its quirks, one of those quirks is the power steering. I'm going to try to let you guys hear what the power steering sounds like. I don't know if it'll do it as loud as it normally does. It's the worst in the morning when I first get up. Like if I'm going to work and like I leave, it's the worst. So I'm gonna see if it'll do it for you guys, so you can kind of hear, and also we can kind of get a comparison from before, right now, and after I fix it. Like I had said before, it makes most of the noise in the morning when I'm first getting up to go to work or something, but we're gonna see if this can make a difference. And yeah, hold on, give me 1 second. I gotta pop my hood, and this hood is extremely hard to pop for some reason. Well, that's not good. I swear. You know how I was talking about just a minute ago about quirks and issues on older cars? I just found a new one. I got out of my car, noticed a big puddle of coolant on the ground, and lo and behold, this bypass hose right here got a hole in it. So guess who's about to go to Napa? Jeez. Alright, it's like they say, old cars don't come without issues. We sold the wife's car, and we're heading to Napa. And hopefully they have this hose in stock. I can replace it real quick. And I'll have to replace the latch for my hood at some point too, because, you know, my dumb self, I don't know how I managed to do that. But anyways, kind of irritated right now, if you can't tell. So yeah, had to go snatch the keys from the wife, get her car out, Because obviously I couldn't drive mine because, you know, leaking coolant more than it usually does. I got out of the car finally after I got the latch figured out on the hood, and I got out of the car and I noticed all this coolant on the ground, and I was like, oh no, oh no. And then opened up the hood, started looking around, and it was just coming out of that little hose like no tomorrow. So I went online. It says they have them in stock at the location close to me, so we're gonna see, you know. But if this looks any different, I'm actually filming this part. Ugh, you guys even see me? It's got really dark. I'm actually filming this part on my phone, so if it looks different, that's why. I left the GoPro at home. Hopefully I'll be able to get that hose and fixed. Hopefully they have it, and maybe it'll make for some decent content. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Alright, so we're heading back to the house. They have the hose in stock, thankfully. Got a few clamps for it. So we're heading back now, and hopefully we can get this sucker back on the car and continue with our other project we were doing. Alright, so here it is. Thankfully it was in stock in Napa. Got some hose clamps, so I've never taken one of these off before, so it's going to be a learning curve. But I got some new clamps too, because I figured these have probably been on here. Well, I don't know, they feel pretty good. I might reuse them, I don't know, we'll see. But I got some new ones just in case. So, yeah. Let's see what happens. I don't know if this is going to piss coolant out or not. Alright, I'm gonna put you guys at a different angle so you can see it better. There we go. Try to clean it up a little bit. Okay. Got this one on the bottom here. Hopefully don't leak coolant out. I don't know, I might leak a little bit out. This one, it's a little harder to get off, I can see. Come on, you. There we go. There it is. Right there's. Oh, I don't know. The camera's focusing. See right there? Hole. That's where the coolant was coming out of. Got the new hose. So, like always, compare. Looks like it's it. That's the part number. If any of you guys have a Lumina or a Buick LeSabre or a Chevy Impala, I think it's and these engines, these 3100 series engines were put in a lot of GM cars. So go ahead and actually, oh, getting ahead of myself. I gotta get this old hose clamp off. There we go. I kind of prefer these better than the other ones that people put on cars now. But yeah, it goes like that. So get my hose clamp. Stick it on there like so. Say I move it to the front. That way when I grab it, it'll be easier to maneuver. Like that. Take my Timu. There we go. Look at that. Dang, that was easy. It could have been much worse. Now I do have a intake gasket leak on this thing, which was pretty common in these cars, these engines. The gaskets on these engines, they were faulty from the factory. So after about 200,000 miles, it wasn't uncommon to see an intake gasket leak. I know my parents had a Pontiac Montana van, which I think that one had the 3400 engine, not the 3100 series, but it's basically the same setup. About 200,000 miles, I think it ended up getting an intake gasket leak on it too. So okay, let's go ahead and check the coolant and see how much we lost. All right, as always, you want to just make sure that your engine's completely cool before you start opening up your coolant cap. And yep, as I suspected, there was a pretty good bit on the ground. So go ahead, I got some coolant in my trunk. I'll go ahead and top it off real quick. All right, so I got the hose done. It's back on. This was the old one, pretty worn. There's a hole like I showed you guys earlier. So hopefully that was it. That's all. That's the only reason. That's the only area I could find coolant leaking. But I don't know. I'm kind of suspicious of this guy right here. Looks like that might be the original hose from the car. But I'll tackle this booger when I need to. So yeah, let's start it up and see how it does. I went ahead and filled it back up with coolant and topped it off. So let's go start her up. Hear that power steering pump? I wonder if I can show you guys now, since it's cold now. I'll try to turn the steering wheel and show you guys what it's been doing, how it sounds. I don't know if you guys can actually hear that. It's not as bad as it was before. Alright, so basically, like I said before, I got this Bars Leak High Mileage Power Steering Fluid Repair, or Power Steering Repair, I'm sorry. It's two formula. One is supposed to restore performance, reduces noise, and smooths out hard steering. And the number 2 is protects, stops leaks, and reconditions rack and pinion. Now obviously, if this was more serious, I would need to go ahead, and get the power steering pump fixed. But to save a little bit of money and for a temporary solution, this should work. Now, like I said, there were other ones I could have gotten. There was, I think Lucas makes one, I'm sure of. I think Prestone makes one too. But this one has some pretty good reviews. So we're going to try it out. We're going to first suck all the fluid that's already in there. And I'll show you guys in a second how I'm going to do that. And then we'll top it up. We'll add this in with it. So let me get my little thing. So here's my tool, my weapon of choice, turkey baster. I'm going to show you how I'm going to do this. And just take it, stick it in the reservoir, and look at that. Even after I put the new fluid in, look at all that gunk that's already in it. See? Can you? I don't know if you guys can see that, but I'll try to get as much of this out as we possibly can. Alright, so we got as much as the fluid out of the reservoir as we could. So let me go ahead and pour those bars in it. Alright. Don't want to overfill it, don't want to underfill it. That should be about it. I don't even hear it making any noise, do you? At least not when I turn the steering wheel. The level seems good. I'll drive it around a little bit around the complex and see what happens, but I think that might have done the trick. Alright. I'll pay $13 any day of the week versus paying $100 for a new pump. Alright. I'm gonna take a ride around the complex, see how this stuff works in here. I'm not hearing it whine anymore. I mean, it's a little bit noisy, but not nearly as noisy as it was. So, hopefully this fixed the issue. It'd be good if it did. Just take a little drive. Alright, so we went and got the car washed off just from the coolant that I had gotten on it. Made sure not to get any of my electrical components wet, but still no noise. So if you have a power steering pump leak or whining and you don't really want to spend the money to replace it, pick up a bottle of that bars leak. It might help, and it might not do anything at all. It just depends, I guess, on how severe your power steering pump is. But anyways, we're back at the house. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.